Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me on day 13 of 100 Days of Code, and let's get into it. So yesterday we were just trying to get our bar chart to show, and the day before, but we figured out some things along the way. We've had a few discussions about various things in React, and some things I was able to solve, others I wasn't, but together we are learning, so let's keep going. So here we are. I have everything set up as it was yesterday, and so we have our expenses chart here, and what we're going to do is figure out why our bar chart is not showing. So yeah, I was just okay. Okay. So we should still see something though. Okay. I'm gonna just watch the video for a minute because I'm a bit stumped this morning. Yeah, let's just watch it for a moment until I get my brain together and we get a bit of inspiration. So, from our chart, we should be passing in our props. I'm going to just get rid of these console logs for the moment, and we will add more relevant ones as we go through and figure out what is going on. So there's one I do want to keep, and that's our props that are passed into our chart. And in our expenses list, our props is empty. So that's where our problem is. I think it's our expenses list. And I've been looking at this expenses list for a while, and I keep thinking that's where the problem is, and then I keep going off somewhere else. So let me just reload. So I'm just having a look at the video now today to try and see I think it's in this expenses list component, but I don't know what it is. So just gonna get a bit of inspiration. Did not have my microphone plugged in, so sorry if the sound was not amazing. Okay, so Max has just given me a sneak peek of some of the CSS, so I'm going to add in the bits that he has here, and then we can work and add in our own CSS as well. So I'm just going to add in the stuff he has here. So if we have, so we need chart. Let's just add in this stuff. Chart, bar, fill, should be background color of, that will do, it's a very similar color, width 100, and transition of all 0.3 milliseconds, ease out. Then we have chart bar label. So label and wait, bold and font size 0.5 REM and text align. Center. Okay, so there's some CSS that Max has, and then he also has some in his chart, and this is all the CSS he has in his chart file, so at least our chart will be looking okay. Hopefully padding 1 REM, border radius is 12 pixels, which just gives it a rounded edge. Background color is just the color of the object, and this was like a pinky color, so we'll go with burly wood. It's a burly piece of wood. Sorry. So well, no, don't be sorry for your songs. Singing is always good. Well, my singing isn't good, but just singing in general, you know. Sing a song, it's a good feeling. Like, how can you just start laughing at something so silly? Because it's a song. So text align, display, flex. Okay, and then we have our justify content, and this is going to be space around. Okay, and height 10 REM. Okay, so great. Even this one here should make some sort of a difference, because we have a height now and we have padding, and you know, we've displayed it in a particular layout, so this should help. I still don't think it's going to fix our problem, because there's something else going on. Oh my god. Oh my god, was it just the CSS? Excuse me, I have a itchy nose. Was it just the CSS? Stop. Now we have something there anyway. So it literally could be the CSS of our bars. So let's try and get to the bottom. Oh my god, look. So let's give this a, so our chart bar, what have we styled? In our chart bar CSS, we've styled our chart bar fill and our label. So chart bar fill, our label. So we still need to do our chart bar inner and our chart bar. So let's just try and add in some CSS. I wish I knew how to get the CSS. Maybe I'll just send Max a tweet, because he's so helpful and he'll just send it to me. And I'll first of all check his own personal repo, but I'm pretty sure I've checked there as well. So I'm just going to give this also background colour and a width, the fill, the inner. I mean, yeah, that should be okay. So we'll give it a background colour, and I'll give it a different colour, just so we can see if there's a difference there. And then we also need to, so the inner and the chart bar. So let's just put chart bar up here. Chart bar. And so also I could see some other stuff here. So chart bar fill, chart bar label. So other things he has in this inner is a background colour, the overflow is hidden, the display is flex, flex direction is a column, justify content, flex sound. So we're just using Flexbox to lay out our items here. And now if I change this, still don't have any bars. I have to find the CSS, because I don't know exactly what was going on there, you know. I could be here guessing all day. Oh, Max. Right, so let's just find this CSS. Let's find it. React, the complete guide, files, publish, React. Do you know, I have a feeling that Max would have this somewhere. He's organised. I've seen it. I don't think. So can we find version 1 even? The unupdated one? Because then hopefully from there we might see some older CSS. He's probably just changed some very recent, more recent things. So we'll just type in React here. See what comes up. And the name of the project is the complete guide, so we'll just type in complete, view all, React complete. Okay, so we have our first edition. We see here we have some CSS files. This is looking good, you guys. This is looking good. This looks more similar to what we're seeing. Okay, I'm going to download this project instead, and hopefully we can just grab some CSS and we might be able to debug a little bit easier. You know, if you have your full vision of what it is you're building, which I do know what this is supposed to look like in the end, so I should be able to work backwards, but do I want to spend all day trying to figure out and still not really knowing, when there could be a fundamental thing wrong with my React code, which is the focus, which is what Max has said. You know, he hasn't been going through explaining the CSS, which is fine. Like, I understand CSS, but to just go and try and fix this, it could take a while, and I'm just not willing to spend the time. To be honest, I want to focus on figuring out React, not on figuring out CSS. even though both of them I should be equally trying to figure out. They're both things that I need to use in my career, in my day-to-day life, so they're both very important, but just not to be getting stuck here now for ages moving things about is my prerogative. So I'm just going to download this zip. So that's grand. First edition. Okay. Now, so that is downloading. It's only a stretch. Important, guys, important. Get the stretching in. Try and sit up straight, because sitting here all day, you know. So then we're going to open this in code. It is not saved yet, so this one, updated, first edition, save it on our desktop, just save that there. Then on our desktop we want to unzip this. It's still downloading, okay. Okay, so we'll just wait for that to finish. So while that's downloading, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I had a quick look at that, and that again, I don't know what's going on. So this doesn't seem to be what we're looking for either. I've searched for chart and I don't see what we're looking for, and then we have just stuff that isn't relevant. So in the first one here he says section 1 lecture 4, we'll write our first code in CodePen. We did not do that, I'm pretty sure, because I've started this with yous and we didn't go to CodePen in the beginning, we just start making our project. So I've also seen that he still has the old video up here, so I'm going to check the code that's linked to this, and I will get on to both React supplemental content. I will get on to both React and O'Reilly about this, because, you know, this is not good for other people. I know how to figure it out, but maybe someone who's coming with a bit less experience than me won't be able to figure this out, and you know, you need the code. If you go haywire and something goes really wrong, you need to be able to check and see what the difference is. You just don't want to get stuck halfway through a course when you've made loads of progress and then it's something silly, and you just need to have a look at the other code that's completed and working by the creator to see what's going on. So I will reach out to them and let them know, I don't know how to find the code, can you look into it please? So that will be done for you guys. I've made a note. So this is downloading, that's all good. Just wait for that to download, and I'm sure this has to be the code because I found it before and it didn't seem to be correct on GitHub from where I felt, or you know, I could just be looking in the wrong place, this could be totally on me, but I mean the code linked to the project has other files in it, so I think they uploaded the wrong thing. As opposed to me doing something wrong, but you never know. You know, you do just do things wrong as well. So what is this? Let's hope, guys. So I'm going to open this with code. Here we go. So this is what was linked to the previous version of this course. Here's all of our sections. Let's just search for chart. Come on. No results. So let's go through these files. Like, what is going on? So let's just wrap our text. Okay, cool. So he has more more zipped files in here. So we are on section 6. We're actually on section 5. So, but we're at the very end of section 5. Styling Radium, CSS modules finished. Styling Radium. I haven't even heard about Radium, so that doesn't ring a bell either. Lads. Open the code. Person. Like, what is person? This isn't our project either. So let's extract this. We'll keep it calm. We'll figure this out. Open. Okay. So, what is going on? I haven't got a notion. So let's just supplemental content. And I'm going to check this out in a few different places and just see what's going on. So here we have it on Udemy. This should be the one we're looking at. Then it's also on Academy Mind. And here's a review. Okay, let's see what someone says about it. But the course content can be found below. So this one looks promising. Like, I doubt anyone else would call their course this exact same thing, but if, oh, this is a next, oh no, React, yeah. So, I started the very basics. Who's teaching you? Max. Yeah. He's so great. I do love Max. This is the only time, by the way, I've ever had a problem with Max's supplemental content. I've done many of his courses and I could be doing something wrong here. And normally I can find his stuff pretty easy. So, oh, look at him. You're great, Max. Thanks for all the help. Self-taught. See, look guys, you really don't need to have anything extra special. You just need to teach yourself. Here's a prime example, Max, who I would really look up to as a fantastic coder with so much understanding of how these things work underneath the hood, what's going on. And he taught himself. So there's some big piece of encouragement for all you guys out there trying to learn, because it's great. So I did see supplemental content somewhere here. Content. All details listed with the course content can be found below. Join our learning community. Useful resources and links. Max, I've already bought it, and but I understand. Look at all this content. I mean, this can't be given away for free. Oh, look. The Complete Guide by Max, an up-to-date, comprehensive yet engaging course. This is great. Fair play to whoever did this. So what did they say about the course content? Could they find it? Yep, look, it's taught by none other than Maximillian Schwarzmuller, one of the best Udemy instructors when it comes to teaching web dev. Starting when he was 12 years old. Well, don't get disheartened by that, guys. He just started early. That gives me encouragement, because no wonder he's so knowledgeable. He started when he was 12. So, you know, there's hope for all of us. Just keep on going. Soon I'll have the same amount of years under my belt as Max. And had I have only have started when I was 12, but you can't look back, you can only look forward, so don't worry about that. This content, where is it? I think I might just have to get in touch with Max, and we'll just keep trying to debug for the moment. Okay, so this okay, so we did that one. We did this, working with props, handling events, stateful versus unstateful, two-way binding. This is the same course. Burger builder. Okay, so here he made a burger builder, and 5. Okay, so he did do slightly different things here. He changed the course quite a bit. Fair play to him. It's a different course, I would nearly say. He probably included a lot of the same videos, but Radium we haven't looked at, and I don't think we will be looking at in the updated version of the course. So God, even his updated courses are just updated to such a high standard. I've had other courses where they've updated them, and the update is just like a piece of text saying, "I'm now using this other thing, like go and figure out how to use it." But this doesn't work anymore. So he's just awesome. So oh my God, he goes into breakpoints and all. That's great. Get to figure that out. I've done bits of it here and there, like I have used them, and then there's times where but I just always go back to console logs, things that I'm more comfortable with, so that has to be nailed down. Guys, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just continue on listening to the course, coding along. I don't like to leave an error like this when I can't see something and then just keep on going, because you're adding more code, you're sort of adding to the problem. You should figure out what you're doing if you can before you move on. But then I also find sometimes if you just move on, the problem can resolve itself. Now this CSS isn't going to resolve itself because we're missing CSS, but nonetheless, in the interests of not just making this a really boring video going around looking at things, we shall continue. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to just listen to the video and continue on and get in touch with Max in the meantime, and just ask someone to send me this code for the charts and stuff like that, because I don't know why I can't see it. Or first of all, have another look off camera myself properly, obviously, and really make sure I cannot find this. But this isn't the second time I've looked. It's probably not even the third time I've looked. So I don't know where to find this code, but I'll have another proper look again. Not that the other looks weren't proper, but I'll just try and get to the bottom of it, and then if I cannot get to the bottom of it, I'll ask. And I might just drop him a comment on Twitter as well, because he's really useful, helpful, nice guy. So here, an expenses chart. Done that. It's chilly here, so I just have a blanket on my lap. Yeah. Great. Okay, that's actually super. So I think now, coming to the end of this, we've actually reached the end of the expense tracker. Now my expense tracker is not looking up to scratch, so we will come back and we will perfect this, and I'll get the CSS, we'll put that in, see how that looks, and then we'll figure out this bar chart. But that's great, we don't need to waste any more time, because I think he's actually moving on to a different thing now. So we'll just start that and make some progress, and this will be included later on. I'll let you know which video. I'll link it in the description box down below of this one, so you can come back and see how I fixed it. But just in the interest of time and not actually coding, just going around the internet, I'll continue. Oh, so here's his chart bar CSS. So chart bar height 100. I see it now. Now I just see it when he flicks to a certain page and happens to show it, because it's not, there's still other files where I'm not getting this information. So there still is, you know, I haven't copied over all of the CSS that I necessarily need, or I haven't checked that I have it all, but this could still help. So let's do this, line item center, and then we have height 100%, 100. We have width 100. We have border 1 pixel, solid and black, flat practically. Border radius 12 pixels. Rounded edges. Border. Background color. That's good enough. It's very similar to his color. And let's see. So where is this telling me I'm going wrong? Oh, border. Oh, well, I changed that now, so. Oh, great. Oh my god, okay, so. It's something. We got something, guys. Okay. Right, grand. That is great. So we're actually seeing something. That is brilliant. So I'm going to make these wider, because it's not supposed to be that skinny. So why is it so skinny? So the chart bar inner, and then the chart bar. So do we have any? We do have styling on our chart bar. So it's because we're missing our CSS in our chart, I think. let's just start here. So what about if we do space between? What if we give them a width of 90%? No. I thought that maybe then it would fill up 90% of this area. What if we give this a width? Okay, so if we give our chart bar a width of some sort, let's just try 10 or 5%. It's looking a bit more like a chart bar anyway. So chart bar, CSS. So we'll give our chart bar a width of 10 pixels because the percentages looked whack. And let's see how that looks if we reload. And we're still getting given out about the keys. That's okay. Wow, are my eyes playing tricks on me, or did only some of these get thicker? So let's just do 5% to see what I was expecting to see, that they're all looking quite big. Okay, so that did not work. So let's have a look at our chart bar, JS. So we have our chart bar, then our chart bar inner, our fill, and our label. Right, so let's go back to our CSS and just try and figure out some stuff here. So here's our chart. So for the whole chart, this background colour is a bit ugly, isn't it? What colour is Max's one again? Okay, his is nice, like a nice pink colour. So pink. Yay! So we will copy this colour. Sorry, my belly is grumbling. So where do we have burley wood? It's in our chart. Yeah. So we're going to change this to the RGB value. Red, green and blue, which is just, oh no, I would just say pink, will we? And then we can drag it because I don't know what that RGB value was now. Now it decides to update for us on the fly. It's not even too bad. But we'll just make it a bit less abrasive. Perfect. So now we've got a nice colour there. Flex, yes. I think if I change this value, we'll get them to be right. So still it's the actual bars that aren't fat enough, because regardless of how we line them out flex, that's just moving them within this particular container. So we still need to go down another level here. So let's have a look. Chart bar. Let's put a margin of margin of 5%. Okay, no. padding. Oh, the guessing. The guessing. No. Yeah, I should have known that was going to do that, but so if we do it on the inner, now this should make it fatter. Yeah, the padding. So, guys, I don't know. Just don't know. Okay, gonna do what I was gonna do. I'll continue. So just because I was messing around in the browser here, if I reload, none of these changes are saved. And there we go. We just have our bars back. Okay. I wish it worked, but it will work soon. So once I get the actual CSS, I will come back and then debug this. So this is what it should look like, you guys. Oh my god, this is a bit embarrassing. I don't have it up here, so I'll show you now what this should look like. Or will we just keep it a surprise? And then we can solve it together rather than pulling it up and also. But wait until you see it when it's done. Like, it looks fantastic and it doesn't look like this. I need to get rid of the... I just need to use an unordered list. Unordered list, yeah. List style type. Okay, yeah, so I couldn't remember how to remove the bullets. I thought it was like bullet none, but it's a list style type none, so we'll actually add that in here on our expense list because we don't want the bullets. We just want it to be showing that block of code. So again, we're missing our CSS here, so that's why everything is a bit off. And then I'm not sure if things are broken or like what's going on because we don't have our CSS. We don't, and then so then just actually seeing what the problem is a little bit harder. So, and obviously if you're building this from scratch, which I am, but like I'm still following a tutorial, if it was your thing, you'd have your ideas, you'd sort of be moving things around as you were going, and you'd just even know what your CSS was doing because you wrote it, as opposed to copying some of it and whatever else, and it all interplays with each other. So it could be something somewhere else throwing off something here, so I need to find that CSS. Okay. Okay. So now we are looking at this course goal list. So something was going correct in that downloaded file that we had. So the 2021 open with code course goals list. So extract. I mean, we've extracted this a few times now, but let's just make sure we're looking at what we're supposed to be looking at here. Yes, I trust. Okay. So this is this is the one that we need, I'm sure. So let me, got a shiver, sorry. So downloads, no desktop, and I can just move that over here because there's so many files now, and then we will